Welcome, this is the Bimbo Summit that you are watching. I'm Vanna Vatsog.
Whoa, Werner, you sound like you might be really going through something.
Yeah.
You okay?
I have had a tough. Can't commit to it.
Dylan, do you have a Werner?
Let's hear your Werner.
You got a Werner?
In a way, these volcanoes are pointless. Empty and burning. No, I can't really do a.
That was really good.
That was good.
you.
That was
you
really
really got
good.
the way that there's some words that he really like the way you said
Yeah.
way. It's not a normal
Yeah.
German accent. It's like
It's like sort of elongated.
The
Yeah.
alligators are soulless in a way.
You guys seen Grizzly Man?
No.
Oh.
Dude, we could do a whole episode about Grizzly Man. Grizzly Man is like an
Didn't you hear
unbelievably
someone
good movie.
get like
No.
killed?
You don't hear it. He hears it and you see him hearing it, but you don't hear it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's really there's no like gory shit
It's not
in
like
it.
Faces of Death.
No, not at all. It's more just
That's what
about
I imagine.
what makes this man what made this man do what he did. Why was he like this?
Whoa.
Which is very interesting.
Yeah, maybe that'll be our next Patreon movie club episode.
He loved
Exclusive.
the bears. No. And yet the bear did not love him back.
It's very much like that.
Sir, let's hear your burner.
I don't think I can.
I want to hear it.
Just try it.
Yes, just to try it.
I can't. I just can't.
Come
I
on.
don't think I have
in
one.
my head, I'm like, I'm nailing this.
Me.
The only German
So
person that I routinely imitate is Jordan's grandmother, who one time walked in a room, like hadn't seen us in a while, and we were in town, and she walked into the house and looked at Jordan and went, "Who's this little dude?
Oh my gosh.
Who's this little
Who's
dude?
this little dude?"
Wait, he's German?
Jordan?
No. Werner Herzog.
Werner Herzog is, yeah, I think he's like Bavarian, which is maybe why he talks weird.
Yeah.
But I
probably.
believe he's ethnically Croatian, so that's what makes him okay.
So it makes him okay.
Yeah, he's not
Wow.
like ethnically German. It's okay.
I'd like to apologize to Germany and its Germans.
No, never apologize to Germany. You know my stance on Germany's participation in world events. Like I think there should be 100-year timeout after the events of World War II until they're allowed to like be in Eurovision, like have a soccer team that competes with others internationally. Like they should be in full punishment mode. They should be in timeout for
That's
a
not
while.
fair to their boomers. That's not fair to their 1955 babies. Because they're
What?
going to live and die.
Those
They're gonna
people
live
who
and
got
die and not-
raised by Nazis. It's
Okay. Well, you know
I mean,
what?
listen, I
It's
know
been
it's
a
not their
long
fault.
time.
not that long.
It's been yeah, I'm not trying to diminish what happened. I'm just trying to say, I like those silly Germans. The new Germans are super fun,
The new Germans.
Yeah, they like the
The new
young
model?
Yeah, they just do techno. They do mesh shirts. They do
Name
they
two
do,
good German things.
Club drugs. They do
Name two German things you like.
beer.
Okay. Do you actually like German beer?
Wait. There's a really good brand of vegan German gummies. They're
Okay.
called the Kiatschis.
Yeah, cheers.
No,
Okay.
Kiatschis.
Kyatches.
Catches.
Okay, there's one.
Um,
Vegan
really
gummies.
The bunnies are especially delicious. Sorry.
All right, vegan gummy bunnies. One.
oh, I like when they play Rammstein at sports games.
Okay. Yeah,
Du-
I actually
Du hast.
I like that.
Du
I like
hast
that too.
mich. I like I like my high school German teacher, Herr Sobiek.
Yeah, but that person was not German.
I actually had two high school German teachers, and one was a Russian lady, and one was an American jazz guy.
Yeah, isn't Sobiek has got to be like some kind of like Southern Slavic last name.
I don't know. I'm not a phrenologist.
Are you sure? Probably
Are you a
invented by the Germans.
volcanologist?
He had
Ooh.
he had Moldovan skull shape.
Okay, listen, I'm just saying Sobiek is a last name that sounds like maybe Serbian or something. That's all I'm
I
saying.
don't know. What about
I don't know.
what
don't know.
about the Black Forest sort of cake?
No, that shit sucks. Don't they put like cherry syrup in that?
That shit does
Ew.
not suck.
That
You don't
shit
like
sucks.
a rich chocolate cake?
My
No,
like
not really.
molars hurt with that description.
I don't really like cake.
Oh, I fucking love
Jesus
cake.
I'm a lady
Strawberry
who
cake.
loves.
What are we
Lemon
doing
cake,
here? What are we
sweet carrot
doing
cake.
here? Let's all get jobs. Come on. What are we doing?
Okay, well, maybe at the very least we could like get on topic. Welcome to Bimbo Summit.
Welcome.
Welcome to Bimbo
Summit.
Summit, and look what y'all did.
Look what you did.
Look
Yeah.
what you fuckers.
You'll take it and like it, you fucking idiots.
This is 2016 all over again.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
November 2016.
Thanks, white women.
Oh my god, I had to go to work at the bar and people were crying.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like a funeral, and I was like, whoa, man, people are really worked up. And that's what this is, basically. This whole lava situation.
Yeah, you asked for it, America.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, we held a poll for our listeners on our Discord, asking if we should do an episode about lava or an episode about puddles. And camps quickly formed. Things got vicious.
Yeah.
Things got
Extremely heated.
contentious. Well, I won't tell you how I feel about it, but fucking here we are. So
Yeah, lines were drawn in the sand for sure that
Yeah.
day.
In the pyroclastic sand that came from the volcano, the silt at the foot of the volcano,
Yeah, in Pele's hair.
and Pele's hair and Pele's tears. That's what Jordan's. Nope. Who's that man? That's what Dylan's crying right now.
That man.
Who's that man? I can only keep track of one man at a time.
With 59% of the votes.
Yeah, that's like enough that we may have to do puddles at some point.
Yeah.
No, because Dylan would like it, and that we can't let that happen.
yeah, can't let me have that. Can't make 41% of the listeners happy. Can't, or Dylan couldn't have that.
The Dylan Stans stepped onto puddle side for sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Well, I mean, puddles was the correct choice.
What would the puddles episode have been like? What could we possibly have discussed?
Famous, mysterious puddles.
Name one.
I won't, in case we ever do a puddles episode.
Okay,
But puddles, as I told you in our meeting, Sarah, puddles beckon with their inherent mystery.
Yeah, you did say that.
It's, imagine, if you will, a puddle on the ground. It's in your hallway. It's dark in your house. You're walking down the hallway. You step in it maybe a little bit. What's the first thing you think?
Why is there a
Ugh.
puddle in my house?
No. What is that? It's mysterious by its very essence. Werner Herzog should do a fucking puddles documentary.
Yeah, he really should.
I
a
guess I
hack.
would be interested in in a puddle that looks normal but is deceptively deep.
These
Yeah.
puddles contain various substances, and it is also said that they may contain our very souls. And then
I
just
one
fucking
time-
talk to people at an orphanage or something, and then like go on a hike. Boom, done.
I
such a
once
good
at
idea.
Planet X Fest saw a crust punk shaving in a puddle. Like using the puddle water
Wow,
to clean
What-
his razor. And
It-
clean I'm using
hardcore.
euphemistically here.
they're so important to so many different cultures, so many different walks of life. The puddle,
Right.
The puddle community.
Yeah, well, the puddle
Well,
community.
it's what connects us,
yeah.
Whoa.
really.
The puddle is what connects us as humans. It's
Like
really
lakes and tributaries, the puddles in a way are all part of one stream. The stream
Consciousness.
of consciousness.
That's
Exactly.
right. Yeah, exactly. But
We have
we're
to
not
really
here
get-
to talk about puddles.
No.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, 41% of you.
We're here to talk about lava, and maybe you're thinking, how could you do a whole episode about lava? We don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too. That's
maybe
also
we
what I'm
can't.
thinking. It's just hot rocks, folks.
No,
It
no,
really-
no, no.
But
no.
but it spans a wide gamut of the shape and form.
Yeah, many textures and viscosities.
Right. That's what's amazing is you never quite know which form of lava you're going to be getting.
Goopy lava, fast goopy lava,
ashy hot gas lava.
farty dying lava,
Mud puddle
Right.
lava.
Oh yeah.
The kind of lava you could scoop up with your hands and like throw around like a hot potato.
Ooh, yeah. I loved that.
Was
Yeah.
anybody else this whole time watching all this lava stuff just thinking, "Fuck, that looks delicious"?
Yes, the whole time.
I just wanted to bite, dude. The whole
Okay.
time
It
I
has
was
this
just-
viscosity that is really there's a
Appealing.
magnetism. Yeah,
Yeah.
very appealing.
Yeah, I'm attracted to the possible mouthfeel of like the melty goo lava, especially.
Right, and it could change sort of at any time.
Yeah. I have to say, like, do you guys think that, like, is there something a little sexual about lava? Okay,
Absolutely.
okay. Thank you. I'm really glad that you're
Absolutely.
saying this. Because I
Yeah.
kind of was looking at it and I was like, you know what? Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get why someone would be, like, a little too drawn to this.
And it's like bursting out
Yeah, and it's like
kind of get it.
with
flowing.
great fanfare.
It's sort of voluptuous, you know?
It's kind of like sexy but not mysterious. That was my take.
Well, yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
It's on display.
guess. Yeah, it's not. It's
Wait,
maybe
but
it
it's
lacks.
hidden for so long. It's hidden for so long.
that's true. There's
until
an
it's
element
not.
of
true.
surprise.
That's true.
That's pretty mysterious.
Yeah.
We should say, like, at the top, this is not an episode about volcanoes.
No.
No.
Let's make
No,
that.
no,
Let's
no.
make that clear. And there's
This
a
is-
huge difference.
There's a huge difference. We're interested in lava specifically,
Not magma.
not magma, not hill, volcano, mountain hill, not exploded
Not
volcano
foothill.
crater, not foothill, not crater, not hole.
Not inside.
We've covered that already. Not cave, not
Molten
pumice.
core. Ooh,
No.
mantle.
Not fertile soil.
Oh,
No,
are we
no,
going
no.
to
Growing
talk
big
about
turnip.
mantle?
No,
No.
it is growing big turnip actually.
Yeah, growing big
That
turnip
is-
is
that-
a big
that
part
is
of
the
lava.
lava.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get there. So we should start by saying we watched 2 documentaries. Or Dylan, possibly, did you watch 1.5?
I watched them both. I finished
Oh,
it.
you got there. Good for you.
Yeah, I had to stop, but I
I also had to take a break, but I had to take 3 breaks during each film.
there were long gaps between lava sequences.
Yeah.
In the second documentary. Anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we watched 2 movies, 2 documentaries. We watched Fire of Love, which is a recent documentary about Maurice and Katja Kraft, who were 2 French volcanologists married to each other.
Yes, and it's narrated by a very dehydrated Miranda July.
I was wondering who that lady was.
She was like gasping for
I was
The
like, where did we
whole
find this
time.
lady?
She has a reedy voice. Like, I've seen some of her movies, and I don't remember her sounding that dry.
It was very like, let's get this lady some water.
She seems like she needed a throat spray. Like
What, did
maybe
they have
she
like
was
no budget? Like, come on, it was nominated for an Academy Award. She
Maybe-
could
It
have some throat spray.
was big time pissing me off. You
that
know
was
when you're,
nominated
like,
for an
you hear
Academy Award.
I think so. It was a Academy
such
Award.
Academy
shit.
Award.
Just nominated though.
Yeah.
Academy Awards.
They got the Cavity Award. Actually, speaking of the Cavity Award, man, when we started talking about biting the lava, like my molars started to itch. Does that ever happen to
Ooh.
you, like deep in your sick teeth?
Well,
No.
you're a gummy fan, so maybe it just kind of reminded you of like the sensation of biting into a gummy.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Do you know, it really is like a pet peeve of mine. I'm not an audiophile. I'm not a person who's like interested in the quality of things. Well, I should of audio, but I really hate when you can like hear the room that someone recorded in too much. Like you can tell that they were like maybe trying to keep their voice down a little and talking into a mic. Does that make sense? The way that this recording sounded, the voiceover, which is copious and almost totally unnecessary throughout this documentary.
Yeah.
Every time it started, I was like, oh, here we go again. This like
Yeah.
whispering woman. She sounds like she's in a closet.
Maybe she was so overwhelmed, like with how
Like, by
beautiful.
emotion.
Yeah, by emotion that
Mm-hmm.
she was like barely
Yeah,
keeping
maybe
it
she was
together.
like, yeah, she was like holding back tears. I could see that.
Credits
Yeah.
roll. She hits stop on the recording and it just breaks down.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
could be. It's Miranda July.
Who would you have liked to have narrated this?
Oh shit. William Shatner would have been really good.
Yeah, he has bearing and gravitas.
And what if like I would like you know what I would like whoever first of all a man 80 plus.
Yeah.
Ideally, and I would like that person who had never heard of this or seen this before,
Yeah.
and then have to just do it over the video because I feel like there would be a lot of like, "Whoa, get back from there," you know.
Like a commentary reel.
Oh,
more than a voiceover.
Goodness.
like America's Funniest Home
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would also critique maybe the content of the voiceover, so like the thing about this that's cool is that most of it is footage that the Crafts took themselves. So it's like kind of cool and grainy, like 70s, 80s. Their whole thing was that they would get incredibly and dangerously close to volcanoes, like camp out on them while they were, active. And it is very cool to see all their footage, but all of the voiceover in this movie, like maybe 10 or 15% of it is percent of it is exposition, like information you need to know. The majority of it is like ponderous and philosophical thoughts that seem to mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, same.
she would say things that I think were like definitely intended to be profound, and I'd be like, I
Yeah.
don't think that means anything.
Yeah, I was like, wait, how did you get there?
I wish we could give an example. Like, I should have written some of them down.
I think Isabella Rossellini, or another
Ooh.
like French sophisticate with like arty tendencies. I think they would do well.
I love that. Yeah, Isabella Rossellini would be
Where you
perfect.
can't totally tell what she's saying, but you're like, it's cool. It's like kind of the vibe.
Yeah, coming from a European mouth.
Yeah,
Like
they
French
should have
people,
had
you know.
What?
They should have had a
'cause they're French
European,
people.
some kind of accent on that.
Oh, like Isabelle Huppert. That's like a
Oh,
wonderful
oh my
French
God.
woman. Yeah.
Or
I would,
Larry
Any
Baldwin.
Isabel or Isabella from Europe will do.
or you. Like, do you mean you? Are you nominating yourself?
Well, I'm not European. I'm
That's-
American.
American. Yeah, it's interesting. So this is like the second documentary using their footage. The first one is by Werner Herzog, although it's not the Werner Herzog documentary we watched. Because I read that it's like sort of a tone poem, like, I don't know. I kind of do want to watch it, but I don't think it's expository at all. I think it's like,
Yeah.
it's described as being a requiem for them. And we're like
Yeah.
here for the facts, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
But
But yeah, what was the other movie we watched?
we watched Werner Herzog Into the Inferno 16? Yeah.
Turns out Werner's on Team Lava. He's done two of these.
Yeah, and then I
Lava
think
docs.
one of his early docs, some like Encounters at the Edge of the World, also has lava content because that's how he met the scientist guy, Clive Oppenheimer, who is in Into the Abyss.
What do you think about Clive?
Oh, he's so floppy.
He seems like a funny, like he just wants to educate. Like he just wants like he wants you to know that science can be fun and cool.
Yeah, I mean, he seems fine. As much as anyone who went to Cambridge can be like, all right. He seems like a nice man.
I was
What
really
do you
hoping.
think of Clive? No, yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm done. No, I'm done. This is your fucking show. This is your fucking show
you
today.
Go, you go, Dylan.
Oh
you
no,
go.
I was just gonna say I was hoping that Werner would tear these lava freaks a new one, but he appears to be lava pilled.
Yeah.
So as the kids would say,
Yeah.
he appears to be totally on Team Lava, just fully horned up for it, trying to figure out how it connects all humans together or whatever the hell he does. I was just hoping he'd be like, this is dumb. This is extremely stupid. That was my hope, and I didn't get that.
Yeah. I would say that he seems a little horned up for it. I wouldn't say that Clive has like a sort of puppy dog excitement. He doesn't seem to really vibe with the sort of erotic potential of the lava.
Yeah.
He's like a sort of asexual quality. Although maybe it's just that he's English, so I can't.
I think
I
tell.
think he's hiding it. I think it's deep. I think it's stuff deep in there.
His like, I feel like his like
all
longest,
the way up there.
All the way.
His longest scenes are him explaining his delicate instruments for measuring seismic activity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he sees like some like camera he made, and he's like, "It's like seeing my baby."
Yeah, it's perverted.
But
Okay.
the commonality is definitely like some real like rock touchers.
Some real rock touchers.
Oh my god.
They want to
so
get in there and
much.
touch the bones. They want to
Yeah.
touch the rocks. They want to plunge their fingers into the sand.
Yes.
I'm like, stop touching it.
Yeah. Why do you want to touch it so bad? Let's talk about Fire of Love first a little bit, or about the crafts. So these are two French people. Make of that what you will. What'd you guys think about them?
I was annoyed by Maurice and endeared by Katya.
Yeah. What do you think is like what's his deal? So these are like science. They are professional volcanologists, but they were kind of celebrities. Like, they'd like go on TV and explain things about lava to people. Sort of like a Neil deGrasse Tyson type of deal. Yeah. What was annoying to you about Maurice?
I think he enjoyed the attention a bit too much.
Yes, I think so too.
The thing I took away from him was just that it was his like life stream to canoe down a stream of lava, and he was like doing literally anything he could to do that, which is amazing. But
he seemed like a real like cowboy.
yeah,
Like I wonder how much science was going on, like under his.
I think under his, because
Under
Katya was
his
definitely doing a lot of
auspices,
science and a lot of like writing.
Yeah,
She wrote like
seemed
all their books.
a little more careful, a little more sensible. I mean, these are two people who are doing something like unbelievably dangerous, and in fact died doing it. That's not like a spoiler. This is a well-known thing about them. They did that for they were like up on the volcanoes for like 25 years. Anytime there was like seismic activity, they would travel to wherever it's happening and like climb onto the volcano and get way, way, way too close to the lava. And then they got interested in, Maurice like talks shit about classification in a sort of funny way. He like talks shit about scientists generally, like nerds in labs wanting to just classify things. But they do eventually come up with their own classification system for volcanoes, which is like red and gray.
Yeah.
Right. The friendly and the killer.
Yeah, like red volcanoes, our lava friends are like, they're chill, they're easy to predict. The lava flows in standard and predictable patterns, like down valleys, and so you can get close to it and you know where it's going to go. And then the ashy volcanoes are the dangerous ones because they're way less predictable, and
Right.
you can't see them coming.
And the red ones are when the tectonic plates pull apart, and then the gray ones are when they push together.
Yeah. Dylan, you want to speak on this? You know about rocks.
I don't know anything about rocks. I got a C+ in Geology 101 at Indiana University summer session. Let me
that's
tell
more-
you,
but you took
not
the
as
class.
much fun as I thought it was gonna be. Not as much fun.
What'd you have to do?
I don't remember. There was one where we had to sort M&Ms, and I was like, "What am I paying this for? What am I paying?" It was like to teach us about the different like elements in the composition of lava, and I was like, "What am I paying you guys for?"
Yeah.
And this is costing me money.
So much money, even.
It made me so angry. Anyway, it was. I don't remember much else, but yeah, I did have to stop and Google if they were actually scientists like 35 minutes into this movie because
Yeah.
like of the with the classification, he's like, this should not be classifying volcanoes. You must experience each individual volcano. Like these are academics who want to classify the volcano. And I did think that. Do you think that there's like a senior researcher at like the University of Hawaii Honolulu who was like and when they got blown up, you think he was like, that's what you get.
Yeah, totally.
But Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I liked them. I thought they were crazy people. I wasn't sure, like, what they were, or what, like, how much of this was like research, how much of this was like filmmaking. I thought that Maurice was, yeah, like Maurice did kind of bother me. He like wanted to be on the talk shows.
Yeah, you could tell he liked the spotlight. I think Izzy's right about that.
Yeah, Katya seemed absolutely fucking unhinged. Like all those shots of her, like those shots of her just like stroking volcanic rock formations and
Yeah.
just like smiling, and like just you look in her eyes and there's nothing there. It's like a fucking shark, just fondling some like pumice, just like
Yeah.
out of her mind. Like that was the scariest part to me.
Yeah.
There was a lot of pumice
Like
fondling.
tracing the edges of the rock with her fingers.
Like a lava.
Ugh, it creeped
Like
me
a
out.
lava.
It creeped me out because
The
it's
French.
not sexy.
No. Well, no. It's got something, but not when it's all hard like that. It's got something when it's like molten. She seemed to want to take it every which way she could.
I think for me,
In a safe manner.
I'm just gonna put this out there. I think for me, both of these movies, films, if you will,
Films.
for our educated listeners, films. I think my my experience watching these was like feeling troubled at my lack of emotional response to both of these.
What do you think you're supposed to have an emotional response to?
I don't know, like the humbling power of the lava and the forces of the earth, or the way it connects all sorts of places and peoples, or like how sexy it is busting up out of there or something. I don't know. But I was just sitting there, just like, I want to play Zelda. I want to lie down. Like, I was just sitting there, like, kind of just like, I
Zoning
felt like
out a little.
I felt like I really didn't get it. Like, I felt like at my core.
Yeah, because
I
you're
mean-
a Puddles man.
I didn't have
Puddles,
an
man.
emotional reaction either, per se.
Yeah. I
But
thought, like, that
I-
looks cool.
But like watching it definitely made me think of the times when I've gone into like really weird situations just to experience like something really like grand, like at the Great Sand Dunes in Colorado. It's like seeing the scale makes you feel so tiny.
yeah,
There's
I
probably
can,
something about that that's like really humbling and wonderful.
I can definitely imagine how doing it in person would be like, would feel that way. Have you guys ever seen a volcano?
I've been to Hawaii.
Yeah, that's
when
right.
We were in high school, and one of the houses I was staying at, there was like a lava flow in the backyard, just like how we'd have like a creek.
Whoa, that's very cool. Did you touch it?
No, no, I just looked at it with horror.
Wait, like an old one, you mean?
What?
Wait, like it was moving?
Like it was like actively like leaking lava.
Oh, I thought you meant like a
Oh,
old
no.
dry
Oh, hell
one.
no.
No, because there was like an earthquake while I was there, and then there was like a slow lava leak.
Whoa.
Why? Man, I get that if you're like from there and your like village is there and you can't just like pack up and like get on a car and get out of there, but like for like people who like purchase homes near the, I
This
just
was like
don't
in like a
get it.
suburban backyard.
It's crazy to me. It's just like get out of there.
Get
Stop
out of
living in
there.
places that blow up.
Wait, but they're from there.
Yeah, but you know, like
where are they supposed to go?
I don't know, Iowa.
Where are they supposed to go, Dylan?
Iowa.
Somewhere that
You
has
want
tornadoes?
Native Hawaiians to move to Iowa?
Whoa.
Well, I don't want
Wow,
native
Dylan.
Hawaiians. If I think that they
I
I
was staying with like a Hawaiian family.
So what
Oh.
Dylan is saying is that he wants to forcibly remove the Hawaiians.
Oh my god.
To
I was
Iowa.
saying I was mostly
What,
talking about the
for
people
more
who
like verandas?
luxury sort of vacation-y sort of like, or just like people who are moving to these places like to be in the beautiful tropical environment. Like stop moving to places that blow up. Stop moving to places where there isn't water. Also, just
Yeah.
a side note, desert people, what, like, oh boo-hoo, the Colorado River's running out. Yeah, no shit.
Get out of there.
Move to Iowa. I'm telling you. Come on.
Why Iowa?
I don't know, it's flat.
Yeah, it's tornadoes.
Limestone. Yeah, whatever. It's. I mean, it's not gonna blow up. Or we got a siren for that.
That's true.
Um,
I was on
but-
the last plane into Iceland during that to the 2010 volcano.
Whoa.
You were
There was
in there.
I was in
You were
the
inside.
volcano. No, our flight came from Minneapolis. Came in, and there was a flight from New York coming in around the same time, and I saw the guy from Sigaros in the airport. I thought, wow, I've been in Iceland for 2 minutes, and I've already seen a famous Icelandic person. Pretty cool. And I could see the ash plume from the volcano from the plane, which looked crazy. I wish I could remember it better.
Wow.
Yeah, like it had already
That
started.
ash.
I don't know if you remember it. Like air traffic got grounded for like a long time because the ash plume like floated and was blocking, I don't know, the whole sky or something.
Yeah.
Wait,
But
what
this
does the
was-
sky look like?
The guy or the
No,
sky?
what the sky? What does the sky look like?
It
Could you
was-
see it?
Yeah, I could see it. It hadn't moved yet. So when I went there, it had already erupted, but the cloud hadn't started like drifting because of the wind yet. So it's just like a straight pillar of ash going up in the air. I mean, it
Oh,
looked
I
insane. It looked
see.
like nothing I've ever seen.
Right, because in the first documentary, they were talking about how the ash, like from a volcano in like other like countries around the globe, they described the sunset as looking like a scream.
Yeah, like
And I'm like, what does that mean?
did they mean
Like
like the scream,
apocalyptic
the
or
painting?
something?
Yeah,
Like the painting. They showed the painting.
Oh, like the paint.
like,
Yeah, 'cause, like-
violently orange and
Whoa.
weird.
That volcano in Indonesia like blew the F up and like shot a bunch of soots into the atmosphere and it cooled everybody down.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. We saw Izzy, did you go to the basketball court caldera with me in Portland? No.
The what?
In Portland there's like a dormant volcano, supposedly dormant. All those mountains in Oregon are all volcanoes.
No,
I think.
no.
I'm pretty sure.
I know I believe you, but no.
But one of the times I went to Portland, somebody took me into a public park. It was like a hiking park, and there was a public basketball court that turned out to be in the like dead center of the crater of the
What?
caldera of this volcano. Yeah, it was great.
Oh my god.
They were like, "This is the exact." See how like the the ridge rises up in every direction? It's because we're in the crater.
Would
I
you
wouldn't
play a
like
game
that.
of knockout on there?
No,
would
I didn't.
Would it
I
get
didn't have a
haunted?
ball
You
with
play
me.
horse?
Yeah, would you get haunted if you played horse in that?
Yeah,
Would you get
definitely.
haunted if you played
I'd be like,
horse?
I don't want to desecrate, you know.
Yeah, well, that leads nicely into our, not that we're necessarily done talking about Fire of Love, but there's some interesting talk about the spirits of the volcano in the Werner
Right.
Herzog movie at the very beginning. He's interviewing a tribal leader. It's some very small Pacific island. Dylan, where was it?
Vanuatu.
Thank you. No, not that time. It's like Amber.
Oh,
They go to that place later.
oh shit, yeah, I don't remember. I thought it was Vanuatu.
The first one is Vanuatu. The first
Oh,
one.
I thought they were in Amber. Let me
They
look
might
it
be
up.
referring to like the specific area they were in.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
They're talking to this tribal leader who's like, he was my favorite person in the documentary. He just seemed so like, he was speaking to them with like incredible candor, and he just seemed like a really interesting person.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and he was talking about how like the volcanoes. So when people die, their spirits go live in the volcano. And part of why they don't want tourists there is because when the tourists go look at the volcano, the ancestors, the spirits in the volcano, see faces that they don't recognize, and it angers them. And the lava is the like an expression of their anger.
Right.
But yeah, he talked a lot about how like some people can sort of commune with the spirits and other people can't. And he has a brother who can, and he'll go and stare into the lava, and the lava will like tell him secrets.
Oh
right.
yeah, that
and-
was
and
so interesting.
His brother can go up there with a cigarette, and he'll ask the lava to light his cigarette, and it will.
Yeah. He's what is it? He's not like related to the fire, but his brother is.
Yeah,
It's
they have
so-
different
yeah.
like fathers, I think.
Yeah. That guy ruled. And then he shows them sort of a demonstration of a ritual that they would do to appease the ancestors. And there are these really cute kids doing like scary cannibal faces.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were pretending
that
to be
scene,
cannibals.
That scene
Yeah.
was really cute because you could tell, like, based on the ages, like the little kids kept like looking up to the older kids for like approval for like how ferocious they were being, and it was just really
Yeah.
cute. They were being so silly.
That was really precious.
So the Werner Herzog movie, as you might expect from that man, is sort of, in some ways it's like very informational because he made it with this volcanologist who's a nerd, Clive, but it's very much about sort of like the spiritual significance of volcanoes to different societies, the sort of like cultural, long-term anthropological and cultural effects of volcanoes. They go to this like plain in it's in Ethiopia, right?
Yeah.
Where there's like a dig underway and they're trying to find early hominids. They have found an early hominid who is like in the path of the volcano, and people lived there early on because obsidian shards from the volcano were like commonly used tools. Am I getting this right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like eye surgery was done with like a scalpel made from like this onyx. Is that what it was? Or
Obsidian.
Yeah, obsidian.
Until the 80s.
Until the 80s, because it was the
That's
sharpest
crazy.
edge that, that anybody could find on anything or produce up until the 80s. That was crazy. There's like a anthropologist guy who's like a silly cowboy sort of vibe. He seemed
like Dog the Bounty Hunter guy.
yeah, he seemed like that was really like my peak of like can't fucking deal with this.
I did not
honestly.
like
It's like
that,
I
man.
that
thought he
guy,
was so annoying.
Yeah.
I hated that
Yeah,
guy.
I was like, what is this guy's deal?
So he was from California. He was very like lantern jawed. He looked like my dad's an actor, but I mean he was in his 50s. But he seemed like a Hollywood boy, who maybe was like he just looked like he acted and looked like sort of like Maurice, like someone who was into the sort of being on camera entertainment side of things. He spends his whole segment in like fucking Oakley sunglasses and like a bandana on his head and then a cap on top of the bandana.
I felt like he enjoyed embarrassing people.
Yeah, he had
Yeah.
like grandiose
I was
tendencies
like,
for sure.
what are you doing?
But he was talking up this other guy who worked with him who was like the best fossil finder in the world, he said. And it was it was like crazy what they were describing, where they would get these like extremely tiny bone fragments, fossilized bone fragments, and this guy like could immediately identify like what animal it was from, what part of what animal it was from, just from
Yeah.
like a little shard of bone, which seems
That was really
crazy to me. I think it would be so fun to dig around in the dirt and try to find bones and stuff.
Dude, especially if you could like train your eyes to like look for something specific. Like, oh my god, Sarah's mom is like the
shark tooth finder.
supreme shark tooth finder. It's like her skills are unparalleled.
It's incredible. Like, yeah, you have to like train your eye to certain shapes. Like I can find them, but she can find so many more than me.
Right, and it's sort of like hypnotic and meditative, right? So there's, I don't know. That sounds like really relaxing, just like looking around.
Yeah, you're kind of like sifting through sand, but mostly you're just sort of like your eye is trained. You're scanning, looking for a certain shape, like looking in tide pools, finding other cool
finding
stuff.
like
but
really, like how old are these bones?
lots.
They were
Lots
like
old.
100,000.
Like a
They were saying, like,
100,000
year old.
year old human
Early
bones.
human,
Like,
yeah.
that is crazy.
Which, like, I don't know. I mean, there's a part of me that's very dubious about the, like, what is the good of any of this? Like,
Yeah.
first of all, that's grave desecration. I don't know
Yeah.
that I'm in favor of people, like, digging up old bones. I understand that there's, like, a lot to be learned from it, and maybe
100,000 years, though, like, that's like, you cross a line where it's like, is that still a guy, or is this
I
just,
think it's a guy no matter what. I mean, maybe the line is, like, is an early hominid, like, human? But I would say
no,
yes.
I think they were human. I mean, I
Yeah.
think at that point, like, they were saying that these were basically exactly
Yeah,
like us.
'cause he like holds it up to his eye socket and is like,
Yeah.
here's you're looking out of the skull.
Yeah. I don't know about all that.
I mean, there's got to be some kind of, I'm sure there's like a lot of scientific value. You might be able to find out what they ate and how they lived and how they died, things like that. That
Yeah.
seems important to know.
I guess I want to know why it's important, though. Like, and I'm not saying that it isn't. I'm just kind of like, I would like someone to make a case to me for like, what is the value of this knowledge, other than like it's interesting, which it definitely is. But is it worth it? I guess.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, with the crafts,
Well,
you
it's
can
not
say
like his kids are gonna be mad, right?
with the crafts, you can say like, although I think this is maybe a little bit of cope on their part, and I don't think it's actually what their motivation was, but like the thing that they would say is like, well, we have to do this dangerous work because we need to learn enough about the volcanoes that we can like help people avoid them. And it seems partially true. Like there is
No.
I know. Once they have already decided to study the gray volcanoes, there's this incident where whatever the seismologists or whoever, like they know that there's going to be a volcanic eruption in Indonesia. And they try, not them, but, you know, a bunch of volcanologists and what are earthquakeologists called? Seismologists?
Yeah.
Sure. Try to warn the Indonesian government, like, you have to evacuate people. This is going to be really bad. And the Indonesian government is like, no, too expensive. And then 23,000 people die when this volcano erupts not long after, which is, like, unimaginable. And then the crafts after that are like, well, it's, you know, we have to continue, like, making these educational films and doing our work so that we can educate governments. And, like, if you show them, like, visceral images of the damage that is wrought by volcanoes, then they'll be more likely to take this stuff seriously and evacuate.
Right.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I could see it.
It's definitely,
I mean,
like, potentially true, but I guess my question is, do you think was their real motive?
I mean, it's not how it started. It started because they were like weird perverts, I think. But
Yeah.
like I think
they're making like a snuff film.
Yeah, about themselves. Yeah, I mean, I think kind of they're like, I mean, yeah, I think they're like the people that the thrill-seeking people who travel from roller coaster park to roller coaster park
Yeah.
and then sometimes get killed when they stand up.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like it was like the science version of that. It was just like, yeah, let's get because like, you know, there's no scientific merit to like riding a canoe down a river of lava.
No,
No.
absolutely not.
You just like want to maybe die and have it be exciting.
Yeah.
Well, he definitely has a death wish.
Yeah.
He definitely has a death wish. What's her deal then? Like, why is she willing to? She
She
seems just
to
as into it as
fuck
he does.
the
She
rock.
wants to fuck the rock. Yeah.
I think she also wants to see him die by the hand of the lava.
It's
Yeah.
interesting when
Like
she
she wants
talks
to be
about
by his side.
yeah, like how she lets him go in front of her because she knows he's twice as heavy as her, and
Yeah.
like she'll be safe if he's in front. It's like that's like a very sort of cutthroat way of talking about your husband.
Do you think she wants him to be killed by the lava so that the lava can become her new husband?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The way she
well,
looks
yeah.
at it.
On the path to like becoming one with the lava and being
Yeah.
part of like the spirit village.
Maybe it's about the sort of like erotic power of destruction. Like she wants to be fully taken over by the lava,
Right. Consumed.
consumed. It's like vor, but with lava instead of being eaten. So Pele is the Hawaiian goddess of volcanoes. She sounds cool. Pele's hair is like volcanic glass that's when cooled lava like blows in the wind. It gets really long, sort of like if you've ever seen the bong makers doing their work. You know how you can like twist the glass really small and that kind of thing, but this happens naturally, and it will like they're like these tiny little fibers that really do look exactly like brown, like light brown hair.
Right.
And they get
sex.
Sexual.
All these textures.
Yeah.
It's the
But
textures.
they
the
say-
viscosity.
Don't touch Pele's hair because it's like little brittle glass shards.
Like you'll get stabbed. It's like
Yeah.
touching like insulation.
yeah, I think it's
Which
very
I've done.
similar. I remember when you touched insulation. When our dads forced us to golf, we had to you had to pick up the golf clubs from your dad's trunk and there was insulation in there, and then like your whole shoulder got all fucked up because the insulation had touched the strap of the golf club thing.
Yeah, sounds about right. I do remember.
But here's the thing: why, if you don't want little kids touching it, why would you make it pink like cotton candy? It's like I can't imagine anything more appealing than insulation. I remember
know,
wanting
it
to
looks
touch it so bad.
great. It looks so great. Dylan, which texture of the lava did you most enjoy?
I mean the like the waxy, like slow moving stuff that
Yeah.
like creates that black crust that kind of flakes
Right.
off. That was
Yes.
Like a
That makes
toasty
me-
marshmallow.
now it
Yes.
makes all my teeth like have like a burning itch inside, deep in them now. I
Yeah.
want to chew it. I want to. It's like I watched like a little mini YouTube documentary about like a dysfunctional relationship. It's like a couple that owns a candy shop and they're like fighting while they make the candy. But it reminds me of the big batches of candy canes that they were making. It makes me want to bite.
Yeah, like when you see people making like hard candy and they're like it's still liquidy enough that you can form it into shapes.
Yeah.
Very good.
And it's like weird because like the guy seems like he doesn't care as much about the candy as the lady, even though it's his family business that's been inherited through generations. But she seems like his wife seems like she cares a lot more, and there seems like that's the source of the tension.
Well, that's kind of
But
like
the-
Katya and Maurice, where it's like he's like, I want to take a boat into a lake of sulfuric acid, which, by the way, he did, and she's like,
Wait, how did that not pop?
how? Yeah, I don't
How
understand.
did that not pop?
I don't know. They're just asking.
what?
I was like, these boys want to get dissolved. That's
Yeah.
the only. They were like even like he was even Brett Maurice was in the documentary. So they go and they buy a rubber boat, like an inflatable rubber boat from a market, and he even says like, it's a used boat. We didn't bother getting a new boat. You know, we're not crazy.
Yeah, we're not going to waste a new boat.
Yeah, we're
it's
not
like,
going to waste a
okay,
new boat.
What? That is the behavior of someone who wants to die, right? Like,
Yeah,
why
he's like,
would
dissolve
you do that?
me, dissolve me now.
Would you?
And
would
then
you
they
dissolve?
dissolve something. They go out in the middle of this acid lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
it's like
drop something
concentrated
in
acid.
that like breaks, and they're like, "Oh, this whole mission was like for nothing." And it's like, did you not think that would happen?
They
Yeah,
didn't fucking care about the
Did
mission.
anyone think about what was happening?
They dropped some delicate instrument into the lake full of concentrated acid, and then it dissolved. And then they're like, "Ah, shit! Now we have to row our little rubber used boat back to shore."
And it took them 3 hours.
Made me so mad.
Would
I was like, "Is this what
would that kill
scientists
you
are
right
doing?
away?
Is this what they're doing?
I don't know enough about sulfuric acid.
Is this why we don't have, like moon colony? Is this why we don't have flying cars?
Oh,
Is
why?
because they're
What
doing
scientists are
things
doing.
like this? They're riding horses. They're staring at rocks with deep lust. They're trying to get dissolved in lakes. Is that what's going on?
I don't know. These people are
What-
sick in the head.
We need a budget czar.
Yeah. Who's funding this? You know, scientists are always complaining about their research budgets getting funded. Maybe this is why.
Yeah. Like, how about, make it less horny? Try not to get dissolved? Do your math and get out.
Do your math and get out. Yeah, that man was not interested in doing math. Katya, sure. She didn't go out in the boat, by the way. She was like, you guys are stupid.
Yeah, to her credit, like, she was right. She nailed it.
They
Yeah.
did something fun, which is they fried an egg on the lava.
Yeah, that was cool. That was very cool to watch in the documentary.
I think
and
I'm
then Maurice talked
insecure
shit
because
about the egg.
Yeah.
I think I'm insecure because I don't love adventure.
I don't either. I don't
Oh, I
understand.
do.
I don't understand
just-
the urge to do any of this.
I would
I just
want to
watch football. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I
There's
just
no
want to do
wonder inside
research
me.
about stuff.
I think
just-
that's just like what it's like being an introvert versus an extrovert, right?
I just want to eat crackers and peanut butter in an ice cold room and watch football. That's all I want.
But it's pretty introverted to like live a life where you're most of the time you're like nomadically traveling around and staying in a tent on an active volcano with one other person.
That's true.
Or like the people who hike Everest. I mean, I guess you tend to do that in groups, but there is like it seems sort of weird and solipsistic. Like the people who do that stuff, I do think often spend a lot of time in isolation.
Are these just are these the upper class roller coaster people? Like if
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
if you're like, like one of, like if you're like an American, like if you're like a, an Indiana person of,
Yeah.
not extravagant wealth, like you have that brain worm, like
Yeah.
you're probably going to go to Six Flags 4 times a year and make YouTube videos about it.
Right, yeah.
But if
Or
you,
like do weird stuff with fireworks.
yeah, but if you're like dad is an oil baron, like you're going to end up climbing a mountain or like trying to get inside of a volcano.
Yeah.
Is it like a class thrill-seeking thing, or is it?
Probably.
Do you think it's more than that?
Like urbex.
Yeah.
Urban explorers, like extreme.
Or like base jumping.
I think I'm just bitter because I want this, and I just want to watch football.
Like
I
you
just
wish you
wanna play
were
Zelda.
you wish you were a less risk averse person.
Yeah.
I do not. I frequently am like very thankful that, I mean, I guess there are negatives, but most of the time I'm like, I'm really glad I never like tried hard drugs. I have not put myself in many situations in which I could like easily die. And I don't think I would be like better for having done it. Maybe a couple things I said no to that like would have been fine. But yeah, I really don't have like the heart of an adventurer. I'm very curious, but I'd rather like read about stuff and like research things and hear what other people have to say about it than do it. But Izzy, you are not like this. You would do this shit.
Yeah. I would do this.
Are you attracted to? Do you want to get close to death?
I freaking cared. I do want to get close to death, but I'm not that interested in lava.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think there's any like I think the love they have for these rocks I have for my boyfriend, so I think I'm like fine in that department.
Yeah. You're not trying to form an
Yeah.
erotic
That's a
relationship
lot
with
of-
any natural formations.
Do you feel like that's a lot of pressure on Michael?
Yeah,
though, like to
it is a
compare
lot of
him
pressure.
against the natural geologic force of the
Well,
earth.
he's a whole lot of man.
It's like it's like he's constantly being compared to like
Yeah, to
The-
Mount Etna.
the inferno beneath
Right.
us at all times.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
and like
that's-
the mystery and the state of will there be eruption? Won't there be eruption?
Michael.
Will the gas kill me when it's traveling 100 miles an hour and 800 degrees Fahrenheit?
Right.
Which is how they died. Can you imagine?
No, that sounds like a really
No.
shitty way to die.
That's the other thing too. Like that made the saddest thing, other than that they died, was that they died from like
Whoa.
the big fart of gas that
Yeah.
You know
comes
what
out.
is just
Like-
hitting me?
What?
Is like that's why that ash is so fertile is because it's literally like human manure.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
It's
that's
a
why
big,
that
it's the
big
big
turnip
fart
grew.
cloud. Yeah,
But,
talk
like-
about the bit. Oh yeah,
But
Dylan,
like
keep going.
it consumes like all this organic matter, the fart cloud.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, they spent their lives, like, gazing longingly into the bubbling textures, and then only to be instantaneously cooked alive by 800-degree gray fart cloud.
Yeah.
That made me sad.
But
for
I
them.
don't you think that's what they kind of wanted?
It's
Do you
what
think
they
it
would have
was,
wanted.
or do you think they wanted to, like, did they want
They wanted to be consumed by the hot goo. I think.
glowy, the goo?
Yeah.
I think it was about the goo for them more
You
than
think
anything
it was about
else.
the goo?
But they
I
had
think
stopped
that-
going to the goo volcanoes.
Yeah, I think that after the friend was killed by the gray volcano,
Yeah.
their kink intensified,
I
Ooh.
see.
and it became more about like the sort of like gas plume
Yeah. That makes sense.
and the Great Reckoning.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, and that was really sad that it killed them like that.
I didn't really find it sad. I was like there's literally a quote. I took a screenshot of him saying, "It will kill me one day, but that doesn't bother me at all." Like, this is what they wanted.
It's really
That's
hard to
true.
imagine them like settling down and retiring because these were people who were almost entirely nomadic. Like all they did was travel from volcano to volcano. Every once in a while, they'd have to go back to France, like to their home base, to like write a book, go on like a lecture tour. But for the most part, they were just like doing this full time. Like you can't imagine them like settling down somewhere and not doing this. So it seems like the kind of thing that like you can only do
yeah.
it so much until it kills you.
Oh my god, there's a scene where Maurice is like at home and he misses the volcano so much he makes like a mini volcano and like watches it erupt, and it's like, okay, this is clearly like something else is going on.
Yeah. Oh, you know who I feel really bad for? The
Who?
other 40 people who were killed by the giant gas plume that
Yeah.
killed them.
The people who
Like-
were not facing directly towards the volcano and trying to get up it, but
Yeah,
were
I-
probably trying to escape.
Or like the 22-year-old like Japanese dude who they hired to carry their shit. I feel
Yeah.
really bad for that guy.
Yeah. The guy, it said like he was leaving. Then they found his body. It looked like he was trying to run away. But they found their bodies. It looked like they were trying to go towards it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, if you gaze long into the abyss also gazes back into you, but maybe that makes you horny, so it's okay for you. Um, Personally, I wouldn't be caught dead. I don't understand this impulse in the least. But they died doing what they loved, and
They did.
good for
and
them,
that's,
I guess.
beautiful or whatever.
Well, they were both
Yeah.
impressed upon at early ages by volcanoes.
Yeah.
So I think it was like an exposure at a young age, whereas like us Indiana folk, like we don't know what a volcano is. That's literally why we're doing the episode.
I
Like, we
don't
didn't
know what
it was.
this is.
I want to be chewed up by a combine harvester.
Yeah.
That's
how
our
I go out.
equivalent. I want the majesty and the power of the combine harvester.
Yeah.
Fascinates me, and I would like to be harvested along with the corn.
Most beautiful
Wait, but
phrase
that's
in the
so
English
crazy
language.
'cause it's like that's machine. That's pure machine, man-made, and like lava is like pure earth. It's like it has nothing to do with man.
The machine excites me more than the lava
Yeah.
because I know that it came from me.
It's your son.
You want to be
It's
killed
my
by your
son.
own
It's
creation
of
of
Adam.
Frankenstein?
It's of your rib,
Yeah, exactly.
right? Is that how
Yeah.
it goes, Sarah?
Yeah. Yep. That's it.
Yeah, I'm more into like a Frankenstein sort of sexy death, you know?
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. Hey, speaking of early exposure to lava, we should close this up with a wonderful story from one of
All
our
right.
listeners. Our listener, Hotboards user, Snacks, has sent us a story about Mount Etna. So here's what Snacks sent us. It says, "Good evening, bimbos." This is, he introduces himself. He has some information about lava. He says, "Before we begin, I think it's worth noting the fact that lava won the poll, which is inevitable because lava has mystical powers. It is not to be trifled with. I have some personal and professional experience with lava, so I hope I can be of assistance. Here are some things I know about this magical substance. The ancients of both the Italian peninsula and its cooler sibling Sicily believed volcanoes were gateways to hell. We now know this is not true, as Dante later discovered that hell is made up of frozen desolation, not lava. In fact, lava is a godly substance. In Psalm 104 and 144, God touches the mountains and they smoke. And in Exodus 19:18 and Judges 5:5, Mount Sinai smokes and quakes because God touched it. From this, we can conclude that God invented lava and that it marks God's presence on earth." Love it. Obviously.
What's up with the burning lake of fire then?
In hell?
Yeah.
That's not lava. That's a lake of fire. It's totally different.
Oh,
Fire
sure.
isn't lava.
Lava
Okay.
isn't fire; it's magma.
It's goo.
Oh my god. We didn't even get into it. Go on.
All right. When lava flows down a mountain, it cools and hardens on the outside while the inside continues to flow. If this happens quickly enough, the hardened exterior is left behind, sometimes in smaller and smaller layers with gaps in between. If you're in a cave and you notice the walls around you have several layers with gaps, it's likely that you're in a lava tunnel. It was in this sort of cave where Odysseus met the Cyclops on the slopes of Mount Etna. When I was younger, I was lucky enough to visit Mount Etna. There are several conflicting traditions about taking rocks from Mount Etna, but one of them is that when you take a rock home with you, you can make a wish and it'll come true as long as you return the rock after.
Wow, I love that.
It's great. When I took my rock, I wished to return to Mount Etna on my honeymoon, and that wish came true. That's like such a gamble because you're promising to return if you take a rock.
Right, yeah.
That's sweet though.
Yeah, it's
That
very
says
nice.
like I'm not a culture vulture. Like I'm here for the long ride.
Yeah, you're in it to win it.
Yeah.
Okay. I recently returned to Mount Etna with my wife on our honeymoon. I brought the rock back, and our tour guide took us around the north side of the volcano, which was completely deserted except for a handful of locals. Here are some things we learned. All right, you ready for some Etna facts?
Yeah. Should we have a sound?
Ready?
Yeah, Etna facts. Dylan, you want to sing us a song?
Um,
Or make a noise?
Make a noise.
it's a Etna fact. It's a Etna fact. Better not doubt it. No.
Yep.
I don't.
Yep. That's
Boing.
All right. Here's some facts. Italian tour guides have to take several graduate degrees worth of classes in order to obtain certification. Our tour guide,
Wow.
I know, specialized in volcanology but talked just as much about the last 3,000 years of local history, mythology, gastronomy, and whatever else Italians care about. She was also a sommelier, which was unrelated, but we thought it was neat.
Yeah.
That is Neat.
Related to that, here's the next lava fact.
Gig economy.
Sulfites are fake and natural wine is mostly hipster bullshit. You know about sulfites?
Oh yeah, I've heard that's
Stuff
bad.
in your shampoo that they shouldn't use. The cheap
It's
shampoo.
in your
Those are
wine.
sulfates.
It gives you cancer or
Oh.
whatever from wine, right?
There are people who are like, they say are like allergic to sulfites or like react poorly to sulfites.
Does it like emulsify the grapes?
It's like the dregs, I think, is where the sulfites are. I don't really know what sulfites are.
It's like preservatives? No, I don't know.
No, I think it's like a naturally occurring part, but there are people who like they say that wine gives them like a headache in ways that other alcohol doesn't, which maybe is
Bitch,
true.
you're
but
dehydrated. That's
Yeah.
what's going on, okay?
yeah, drink
Like
some
Miranda
water.
July in the documentary.
Yeah, maybe she was deep in her sulfates.
She was probably... It's all connected.
It's all connected. Here's another lava fact. A week before she took us up the mountain, she had a group of Korean businessmen who made a point to urinate out in the open whenever they came upon a particularly beautiful view.
What?
Yeah, that rocks.
Wow.
If you see something cool, pee on it. That's what I'm always saying.
Real sort of dog
I feel like it's like bad to pee on something.
perspective.
Like, isn't it like desecration? Like, I
Well-
piss on your grave or something.
I wouldn't pee into the crater where the souls are, but down along the side, I think that's okay. You know, peeing out in nature, that's a nice thing to do.
Well, it's one thing to like just happen to do it, but like to like pointedly be like, "Nah, now we will pee."
And
Is
now,
that-
and
is
now
that
I
what
pee.
I'm understanding.
I guess so. I mean, it does seem like territory marking behavior, but maybe that's not the Korean understanding of it. Maybe that's us being like American imperialists.
Right,
That's what we
yeah.
think of pissing.
this is
Right.
our culture.
If
Right, for
if you're a
sure.
person who is you know a lot about the history of Korea and its relationship towards pissing, please call in and give us some insight about what you think might be going on here. I'm very
Maybe
interested
these-
to know.
These guys might have just been funny.
Yeah,
too.
maybe
It might
it's
have been real
totally
jokers.
unrelated to them
Yeah.
being Korean.
They could just be jokers.
Maybe jokers. Here's another lava fact. A lot of tourist shops sell jewelry and statues made of lava, but if they have a shape more distinct than a general sort of blob, they're probably plastic. Volcanic rocks are jagged and brittle and can't really be sculpted into anything recognizable. No whittling. No whittling allowed. There was an old man drinking a liter of birra moretti at 9:30 in the morning who had a folding table with rocks set up on the side of one of the paths along the mountainside. He spent a great deal of time showing us all the carvings he made out of volcanic rock, which was necessary because none of them remotely resembled the animals or items they were supposed to be. But the fact that they look like shit is how you can tell they're real.
That's amazing.
That's incredible.
All right, Etna fact. Mount Etna doesn't have one opening at the top, so when it erupts, the lava just kind of pushes itself along the path of least resistance until it escapes. The top half of the mountain is covered in craters, and nobody knows where the next eruption will occur. But people just kind of live wherever, and if the lava consumes their house or their vineyard or their entire town, they just kind of shuffle on down the mountain until they can go back and rebuild. Dylan, this is the kind of behavior that you
Yeah.
do not truck
Don't
with.
do that. Don't do that.
Just
Move.
leave.
Move.
What? Where are the
But where are
Italians
they
supposed to go?
Move
Dylan, where
to-
will they go? Remember when you
move-
held that sign? Where will they go?
Yeah. Move to anywhere that isn't the slope of an active volcano.
You sound like a cop.
Yeah. Maybe I am, Sarah.
I don't
Maybe
know.
Maybe I am. I'm a cop for human life.
Lava often flows like a liquid, but it can also shoot into the air and harden before it hits the ground.
Are these more from snacks?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Most of the craters we visited were covered in this sort of gravel from pyroclasts. Lava contains multitudes.
Yeah, it really does. It's
truly.
multi-textured.
Yeah, what do they call it in the documentary? Like if you're at the mouth of an active volcano, you always have to look out for, what do they call them? Like volcanic boulders or something?
Lava bomb.
Lava bombs.
I had like an acquaintance, like a friendly acquaintance, a friend of mine, who was getting his PhD in seismology and geology. He was like a geology guy at IU, and he turned down a job at a seismic monitoring station in Hawaii. And I was like, "What is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'll tell you why. Volcano shit is stressful." Mm-hmm. He's like, "And Hawaii kind of sucks," is what he said.
Whoa.
And now, I believe he works for Gazprom, the Russian state-owned gas company. So
Oh,
I hope
no.
he's okay wherever you are,
Should
Matthew.
have
If
taken
you're all
that
right.
job. Should've
Yeah.
taken that job.
I mean, I think he was. I think he was probably well incentivized to. I'm sure it pays better to work for Gazprom than the United States Geological Survey post somewhere, right?
Yeah, but I would. Well, yeah, I would. I mean, Hawaii seems. I don't know. No, there's.
I
cool
don't
things
agree
about
with
Russia
him,
and
by the
Hawaii.
way. I don't agree with I think he. I mean, I don't think that Hawaii sucks. I don't feel that way.
We would
But-
never say that. Izzy went there. It was cool, right?
Yeah, I was an ambassador.
Yeah, there was
You
like
were an
we had like an
ambassador.
exchange program at our school at this school in Hawaii.
Yeah, it was funded by that guy, right?
What guy?
Wasn't the trip
Bill
was
Gates?
funded by Bill Gates? Yeah.
Well, our school used to get funding from the Gates Foundation. That's why they're
What?
like this. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
I remember in that like application that like that was like part of the conversation about it.
Why
It
were
was,
our
like,
computers so bad?
we were given this
question.
money and this by this famous person and we're going to use it for this thing.
I
and
remember
you can
that.
apply to like be part of it. And so I applied and I lived with like different families from the school for like a week or so, a couple weeks.
I think you were gone for like a good bit.
I was gone for like I remember like it was like a crucial part of like so much happened.
Yeah. It was a
Halloween is around Halloween, which is like
tumultuous
the
time.
greatest time of the year, you know.
yeah, but you made it back for Rocky Horror. There's
Did
fucked
I?
up pictures of us. Yeah.
Oh my god, release the pics.
Oh my god, they look like child porn. I would not.
Oh my god. Oh wait, now I know what you're
You know,
talking about.
Dylan was there wearing a fake mustache.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, let me finish this email.
Anyway,
There is another superstition about taking rocks from Mount Etna. It's bad luck and you shouldn't do it. We decided to risk it on this trip since the last time I visited, I made a wish and it worked. I think this time we got the bad luck and not the good, hopeful, wish-making luck, because when we went horseback riding the next day, my wife got thrown off her horse into a pile of rocks and broke her ass in 2 places.
oh my
Oh.
god.
We had to cancel the rest of the trip and stay in our rental apartment until she was able to get out of bed and fly home. She spent 2 days in a rural Italian hospital, which is its own saga that I won't get into here. Let's just say that the lava giveth and the lava taketh away.
I was like, you double dipped. You already had like
Yeah.
one wish that came
Yeah.
true. You're gonna make another wish. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I'm not here to judge.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so Snacks has included a few pictures. He says the last one is a sign that greeted us in the waiting room at the ER, publicizing the first annual day of awareness for violence against healthcare workers, which makes sense because it was incredibly frustrating to be seen at the hospital. I understand the urge.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Snacks. Snacks has also requested that I send this picture of the flyer from the hospital to Dylan and make him try to read the Italian and then make him try to translate the Italian.
All right, I'm game. Oh my god.
All right, so this flyer is like, Izzy, can you describe the image?
11 by 17 white paper, standard weight, full color printing, some interesting Photoshop in the central area. There's like a clip art flower, and then in each petal, there's 5 petals. In each petal, there's different photos and symbols, and then at the bottom of the flower, someone is punching someone's like open palm hand. And there's arch text at the top, and then there's 2 rows of text beneath the flower, and then 2 smaller rows.
Can you
underneath
please
that.
describe what some of the pictures in the flower petals are?
There's one where there's like a healthcare worker like looking like they're about to get murdered.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
has her hands up
raising
in
her
front
hands.
of her, as if to say, please don't attack me with my own scalpel.
There's
There's like
What?
a man like lying back in like a hospital bed, like covering his head with like a towel.
But he's wearing scrubs, like
And then
he's
he's
not the
wearing
patient.
scrubs.
He's the nurse.
like he's been injured now.
He's
Yeah.
been hospitalized like maybe on the job.
Yeah.
And then below that there's like a white fist.
In the foreground.
Looks like somebody punching a window or something. What
no,
is
that's
that?
it. It's like a raised fist in the
It's
foreground.
like a raised fist, and
And-
then there's like a charm.
No, that's a
next to them?
stethoscope.
Oh,
Oh. with
so
the
it's a fist
stethoscope.
punching a doctor's chest.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
And then we've got a red
Cross
cross, a red medical
with,
cross
like,
with
blood
white
splatter.
splotches on it
It's like
as if to
negative
suggest
space.
the blood.
Yeah.
Splotches.
Yeah.
And then the final picture is my favorite. It's very
like
like
a-
in media res. It's an
it's
action
a-
shot.
Guy with an head injury.
A bleeding head wound.
tearing something from. No, he's punching a doctor.
Yeah.
And then someone, maybe his spouse, is like holding him.
So Dylan,
punching.
can you read the text on this?
No alla violenza, sì all'educazione verso chi si cura de te.
Wow. And what do you
12
think that means?
marzo 2022, 1 degree, Giornata Nazionale di Educazione e Prevenzione
That's my favorite thing to
contro
eat in Italy.
la violenza nei confronto degli operatori santarini e sociosanitari. Azienda Santaria Provincial Messina.
So what's going on here?
No violence, y'all. It's all education. So verso's got to be like chapter and verse. Chapter and verse.
Yeah.
That's the cure. So it's saying education is the cure for violence.
Nice.
No violence, y'all.
Yeah.
Education is the cure. And then underneath, and then there's all these doctors being beaten on this flower. And then I love that the hand holding the flower is also the hand punching another person. It looks like the flower is emanating from a hand.
I think that the flower is coming from out of the clouds, and then in the foreground, there is a hand punching.
And some
believe
blood.
The flower
Open
is
palm.
coming out of a stylized map of Italy.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Oh,
I think that's
was
Italy.
I thought that was like blood,
It's blood red.
or like an action sign.
Yeah.
Wow.
12th of March, 2022. First, I think that's gonna be like first place.
Wait,
First
did he?
degree?
Did he post a translation?
No. I mean, he told us
No, I
the
mean, I think
general
that
theme
means-
of the flyer.
Oh, okay.
I think it means like this is like I think this piece of art. I think what this means is that this piece of art won first place in the national violence against healthcare workers competition for young digital artists. Yeah, confronting sanitary operators.
Yeah.
right. Confronti degli operatori
It's very
sanitari.
fucked up to me that like Italian, like I can look at the words and kind of guess at them because like I took 2 years of French. It's a Romance language. There's commonalities, but like the way that Italian is pronounced makes no sense to me. Like Italian is
I have no
incredibly
idea.
difficult for me to parse. What is going on? Gabagool, it's not even spelled like how it looks. Or maybe it is, but there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, that's how you spell that?
Do we
Never
know
in my
any
life.
Italian? Is Snacks an Italian American?
Snacks is an Italian American person. Yeah.
Do I know any Italian Americans
We
in
do
real
not
life?
have a lot in Indiana, I don't think. Some.
Oh, maybe Laura.
Laura's Italian.
Laura, you're Italian. Hi, Laura.
Tell us about your
Sorry.
culture.
Yeah, sorry. I'm coming from a place of deep ignorance. It is also 88 degrees in the room I am recording in, according to this thermometer.
Thermometer.
And whoo boy, let me tell you, if those of you who've been fans or whatever, listeners, I wouldn't, I don't know if anybody's a fan exactly, but those of you who've been listening for a while, this is like a seasonal podcast where like I become more insane in episodes released May through September.
That's true.
And fucking here we go.
Here we go, baby.
I feel drunk.
You're going to be
And
okay.
it's just the heat stroke. It's just the heat.
He's going to be all right, folks.
I'm dripping. I feel like there's lava in this room with me now.
Do we have any final
Is
thoughts?
the lava in the room with you now?
I love this flyer, and I want to know more about National Healthcare Violence Against Healthcare Workers Week or whatever.
Yeah, this must be a serious problem in Italy.
I want to know. Yeah, I want to know like what prompted this initiative.
Maybe it's all the
and
volcanic activity in their country making them crazy.
It could be, or like if this were an American flyer, I would assume it's some kind of like COVID thing or some kind of like abortion thing. But no, I think this is just.
People out there punching their nurses.
Do you think it's just like I really hate waiting for the doctor?
Do you think
think
Italian
that's, like,
hospitals
what?
are very efficient?
I don't believe in stereotypes, so probably, yeah.
Well,
I'm sure. I
Snacks
think
said that he, during his him and his wife stay there, he understood why someone might be violent towards him.
Yeah.
I know I said
And
that
they were like-
Italians are sleepy and that they should move away from their volcano houses, but I don't believe that. I think all people everywhere are basically the same guy. I think that everybody's
Same
equally
guy.
capable, culturally capable of running a hospital. And I apologize for what I said about the Italians because they make such great
They make
stuffed
good sweets.
pastas.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Dylan,
Man.
how would you get Fazoli's without the Italians?
They
Oh
nailed
my
tomato
God.
down.
They-
What they did to the tomato is just unimaginable.
I love your work with the tomato.
I know.
I
it's
mean,
just-
I love everything about it. I love everything.
Yeah.
Although I will say, like, I don't believe in the stereotypes, but the one time I met an Italian person in real life, I didn't meet her. I was working at a film festival thing, and this lady who was like a director of a film that was being shown, like, left out into the lobby and just made a call on her cell phone and just started screaming.
Yeah.
Like, just angry, rapid Italian, just like
Can
super
you,
upset.
Like, picture her punching a surgeon?
Yeah, she was doing like wild hand gestures and just like deep in the Midwest, just
Yeah.
like wild hand gestures, shouting on the phone. And then she hung up the phone and went, "Hello," to me calmly, and then walked back into the screening.
Nice.
I love that.
Um,
Maybe it was a passionate phone call.
maybe, yeah.
Everything they do is passionate. Is either a passionate people.
I guess so.
Um,
So.
Yeah, I mean, as a Midwesterner, I have a hard time relating to that. But as a Slav, I do kind of get it. Like, that's also what Russians are like, and well, to a lesser extent, Poles. But it's there.
They're like what?
Just-
Passionate?
Yeah, just like they can get themselves worked up pretty quick.
I think it was just like it was the really surprising thing to me was how quickly she shifted tone.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, she was code switching.
She's
Yeah,
trying to
I guess
respect your
so.
culture.
She was doing American.
She was acting American for me because I think I
Yeah.
probably like was visibly uncomfortable. We were the only two people in this room. We're in this lobby of this theater, and she's just screaming, and I'm like, okay, what's happening now? And then she's just like, hello,
Hello.
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 All right, we should wrap it up. Are there any final thoughts on lava?
Yeah, I think I've learned a lot from this.
Yeah, like what?
I came into this bitter,
Incredibly hostile.
incredibly hostile.
Yeah.
Sorry
'cause-
about
well,
that.
you lost. You know.
Yeah, Izzy, I did
Yeah.
lose.
No, I'm just saying, like you entered as a loser, and so.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just how I was born. Yeah, just I came into this bitter because I think that the listeners made the wrong choice. I still do feel that way. I did kind of feel like yes, it is just hot rocks, and yes, it is just hot rocks. But I get that they really get some folks worked up, and I think that's fascinating. I think that's important. I think that's so valid that people get so worked up about that all the different pummices and the pyroclastic flows and shit.
Yeah, I mean,
think
I
that's
gotta
great.
say, like, I don't have the same passion that they feel about these hot rocks. I don't have that passion for anything in my life, so I find that admirable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, do you think they knew they were making like Wes Anderson films at the time?
Oh my God, they're Wes Anderson ass outfits, like
Zissou ass.
Yeah,
Red puffy
Team
hats.
Zissou
and-
ass, like red jumpsuits.
This is
They
like
had to
Wes
have, like-
Anderson's whole bit. Like he
Yeah.
just copied them.
Yeah, do you
They
think
had
he's
to have like seen that.
Yeah, he's
yes.
he's
Yeah,
dropped the
definitely.
film?
I like some like private screening. He got like hip to it first. And he was like, "Oh my god."
Totally.
The like red beanies with the metallic jumpsuits.
they look
Like,
so
that's
Yeah.
fucking cool.
come on.
And like
yeah,
the
they look cool as
compositions,
fuck.
the like pullaways,
Mm-hmm.
and like
Yeah.
the person sort of like being lost and forlorn in like a great landscape.
Yeah, but also sort of like piqued with curiosity and like there's a slight whimsy, but also a sort of like ironic disconnect
Yeah, and strife.
and some strife. Yeah.
How much footage do you think there really was of Katya feeding like with the chipmunk on her arm?
Oh,
because there's
man.
like they cut back to this shot of Katya with a little chipmunk on her hand, and it's really cute. But they cut back to it like I don't know, felt like 100 times, and then Werner Herzog cuts to it too.
Yeah,
where
he
he's
used
talking
to-
about them, and I'm like, what if
It's like
this
an
was just like a
Instagram
whole
photo.
hour? What if this was just a whole reel from the collection?
Yeah. Like, actually, about 40% of their footage is just Katya with various
squirrel.
animals dead and alive.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there's also some, like, wild-ass birds that, ironically, look like they've been tarred, but not feathered, just tarred.
Right. Yeah. She looks like weirdly pleased with that as well. That creeped me out.
Yeah, she's rocking with it for sure.
Also, do you think you're a Katya or a Maurice?
Definitely a Katya, like, big time. Well, I don't know. I'm also kind of annoying, like Maurice.
I'm like deeply a Maurice.
You think
You're
so?
a Maurice?
Yes, absolutely.
You are
I
kind of
love
like
attention, even though I pretend I don't.
Yeah.
Hey,
Talk
authority,
over
fuck
people
you.
like right now.
Yeah.
Same.
I would love to go on a talk show.
Yeah.
Just bullshit.
And say you hate it.
yeah.
Like, ugh, I hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate this. Yeah, that's my shit.
Yeah. I think you're both Maurices.
And you're a Katya.
Yeah, but I think you could make a case. I might be like a, like a Kinsey scale, the middle. I might be bisexual about this, is what I'm saying. I have
Wow,
shades
Sarah's
of
a
Maurice.
bisexual.
About this. About this. Like when you speak two languages. And you're bisexual about that.
Bilingual.
Bisexual. About language.
Let's see. I'm just looking over my notes.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I do want to commend the listeners out there who have such a passion for puddles. I think that's just amazing. And if you want to show your passion, give us a call, 706-45-BIMBO. And if we get enough response, maybe we will do a puddle episode.
If you're good.
That's up to you.
We'll do it if you're
It's
good.
it's in your hands.
Yeah.
Dylan,
don't
thoughts?
make us mad.
From the puddle camp.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I think the issue is trust, really. Like, I don't know if that's, like, I'm not gonna like represent the puddle people, like, unless I think that it's, like, I don't know. I don't trust you, is what I'm trying to say.
Whoa.
I don't trust you to do right by my people.
All
Me?
right. So
Or
maybe
the
Yeah.
podcast.
The podcast. I don't trust the institution.
Dylan solo
okay.
ep.
Oh,
Dylan solo.
Dylan
up.
Puddle solo ep.
That would be fun.
that
Yeah.
would be fun.
I don't know
love
who I
it.
would talk to.
You-
I could just do your voices.
We could produce for you. We could just
Yeah.
be in the background as producers,
I don't
but just be your audio.
listen. We'll talk, and if you do want a Puddles episode, let us know. I think we'll kind of take the fallout into consideration from what's happened here today, and I think that we'll reconvene, and maybe I can talk them into something, but I can't promise you anything because I don't know about them.
Yeah, women be shopping.
That's not what I mean. I mean the institution. You're the man.
Oh no. All right.
What's
You-
our
I'm the woman
schedule?
here.
What's our schedule so we can get, in case people have the calls they want to make? We're talking about cryogenic.
Cryogenics, I think,
Cryogenics?
are next. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me
cryogenics.
check
Yeah.
let's check the doc, the official schedule.
We have to do a movie club for the Patreon, so
Yes.
you just said there was a movie we would watch. I already forgot what it was.
Breaking Away or Grizzly Man or Jawbreaker.
I don't want to watch. I want to watch Jawbreaker. I don't want to watch the other two.
Well, I'm writing them all down because we're gonna do it more than once.
We could do a poll.
Yeah. We
Let's
talked about
do
doing a poll.
well, they're gonna do wrong. They're gonna choose the wrong things.
Which is the right and wrong?
That's
you?
how democracy works.
Democracy doesn't work.
Oh wait, I
What
just
would you wanna
found
watch?
in the doc. I just found the notes of what Dylan said about puddles. Some of
What did
which
I
he's
say?
repeated here today. Well, the puddle beckons with its inherent mystery. You also said you see a puddle on the ground and you're like, "That's awesome. That's beautiful. What is it?" Then you said maybe the lights are low and you see it on the ground and think, "Wait, what is that?"
Yeah.
Then you said that puddles are for the guys and that lava has a feminine appeal. We asked you in what way. You said it's glowing. Y'all love that shit. Y'all love nice lighting.
That's true. Am I wrong?
No,
You know what? I
you're
downloaded
right.
the results of the poll, and I will say, like, you know, this isn't hard and fast, but generally, the women did vote for lava, and the men did vote for puddles.
Yeah, boys like puddles because it's like cum.
That's not why we like
Like,
puddles.
yeah, we like it
He
because
just
it's like
said
nice
why he
lighting.
liked it.
You guys like it because it's like cum.
He
That's
liked
not-
the mystery, and we like the warmth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I buy that. All right. I gotta go call in about cryogenics. If you know anything about being cryogenically frozen, if you've been cryogenically frozen, please call in 706-45-BIMBO.
If you know about financing to get cryogenically frozen,
Yeah. If you have a
Like-
line of credit available to us.
yeah, like
What's that thing they do at like spas, like cryo freezing,
Cryotherapy, yeah.
cryotherapy? Have you
Yeah.
ever heard cryotherapy?
Call in.
Call
if
in.
you've ever been really cold, call in.
If you've ever really cold,
All right.
Really cold.
And
Okay.
even though the gods are crazy.
and even though the stars are blind,
That lava go bubbly bubbly. We'd love to see that. And I'm sorry about my attitude today. I don't mean anything I said. It's just so hot in this room.
All right. Bye.
Can someone sample that and make that a pop song?
Please. The lava go bubbly bubbly.
Sorry,
That lava go bobbly bobbly bubbly bobbly. But I'm so sorry about my attitude.
All right. Bye.
Bye. I took a weird amount of pills today, and then I think
every
that
week an excuse. So what is it this time? My tummy hurts.
Oh,
It's
my
hot.
tears.
it's
hot.
91
My teeth
degrees here,
hurt.
and I don't have air conditioning, Izzy.
The pill store poisoned me again.
I took a lot of weird supplements today, man. Let me tell you, I'm getting into these research chemicals to see if I can see the past or the
Ooh.
future better, more clearly.